Whether new shooter, longtime gun owner, or even police officer or soldier, your handgun needs a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Crimson Trace.
This is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, now available on iTunes and other podcast clients, and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for iPhone and Android. Feel free to call Tom now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN or 866-825-5486, or email Tom at guntalk.com. Now, once again, here's Tom.
Do you realize how much more comfortable I am when I'm wearing a firearm? I didn't say the gun was necessarily comfortable, but I am comfortable. All right, little inside baseball thing here. Well, I don't know, several years ago, we're doing the radio show here. And Jim, who you know through the after show, is listening. He's our producer. And he keeps saying, what is that squeaking sound? So I don't know, what are you talking about? So I'm hearing a squeaking sound from your end. So I don't know. We ran it down and diagnosed it to where I was open carrying while I'm doing the radio show, and the polymer pistol I was wearing at the time, when it would rub up against the faux leather Naugahyde, i.e. cheap vinyl seat that I'm sitting in, would rub up against it and squeak. He says, man, you got to take off your gun while you're doing the show. I said, well, you know what? I think what we'll do, we'll just put the shirt on over. You know, we'll pull it out and drape it over, and then we'll cover it up. And I just feel better that way. But it's just, hey, I don't know. After a while, if you carry, especially if you train and carry, and you do feel confident that you are at least somewhat competent, you feel more comfortable when you're carrying because you know you have a tool. Put it another way, when you flip it around, it means you are less apprehensive. Now, you are more aware and alert, which is okay, but you are less apprehensive because you have options, and options are always good. I don't know, just food for thought, thinking about this here. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN. We're going to be open lines with you for the next half hour. If you'd like to join us, give us a holler. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. We're going to be talking about, well, range reports, guns that you want to talk about, cartridges that you're wondering why aren't people using them more, why is this cartridge not more popular, and pretty much anything else that you'd like to chat about. If you're new to guns, by all means call us. If you don't know anything about guns but you're curious, hey, call and ask a question. We'll do our best to handle it. 866-TALK-GUN. Line 4, Tim's with us out of Charleston, West Virginia. Hey, Tim.
Hey, how we doing?
I'm good. What's your range report here?
Hey, well, two range reports, and you made a comment about the face of the American handgunner, or not handgunner, the American firearms owner. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I just purchased a FNS 40, and I was going to give a range report about that. Got that real cheap on a special from Palmetto State, $402 after FFL transfer and everything to the door. It ate everything. My first FN pistol. Very nice, very comfortable. The reviews on it were great. I thought that was a good one. Then a Kimber Pro Tactical 2 in 9mm, 1911, obviously. Loved it. Some of the reviews on that gun was a little sketchy. I got it at a good deal.
Let me ask you a question here. Let me ask you. Explain to people how delightful it is to shoot a 1911 pistol chambered in 9mm.
Man, with the words effortless, easy, delightful,
all of that.
on target, hole punching. You can't.
It's just
great.
I
can go on and on.
Yeah, I agree. A 1911 and 9mm is terrific.
I went with the Commander series because my EDC is a Glock 19.
Everyday carry.
Right, and so I went with a Commander series because I wanted to have that same size.
Okay.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. Great gun. Great gun.
Okay, Tim. All right. Now your thoughts about the changing face of American gun owners. Here's my thought. My thought is that Hillary Clinton and her advisors are seeing gun owners as being old white men who belong to the NRA, and they haven't been to any of these country clubs around the country and seen the families and the young people. And young people are actually using these really cool shooting ranges as date night options these days. And I'm thinking she completely doesn't understand this.
No. The face of the American firearms owner, 39, Marine Corps veteran, federal job. My wife, 38, profession, she's a nurse, both avid firearm enthusiasts. I think the left is trying to push gun control and the need not to have guns on children at a young age. And my daughter is 11, and she got in a very articulate discussion with her teacher, which her teacher actually talked to me about it. And I think her teacher was more impressed not with the fact that my daughter stood up for her gun rights, but for the fact that my daughter was able to discuss it in a professional manner because she hears it from her father and her stepmother.
I'll be darned.
These are things that they're trying to encroach upon every day, slowly, and they are. But we, as responsible gun owners, like yourself and myself and my family, we have to continually fight. We have to continually fight for our rights, for the ability to go out and have a range day with the family, to have a date night. As a matter of fact, my wife just sent me a text message this morning about the fifth weekend. That's going to be our date night. That's what we're going to go do, because that's what we like to go do together. And then it's going to have a steak or sushi or something like that afterwards, you know?
Sure, but that's what my point is, that it is a natural, normal part of young Americans' lives, and they're doing it more than people realize. And as you say, they're bringing their kids in. And look, I appreciate the call. This is not the first time I've heard of somebody's child standing up in class and saying, "Wait a minute, you're simply wrong." And let me tell you, it takes a lot of guts for an 11-year-old to stand up and say, "You have your facts wrong. Let me explain this to you." I know a young lady who did that in high school and was sent to the principal's office because she disagreed with the teacher who said basically nobody should own a gun and guns are used for crime and all this. It just happened that this young lady who was in high school also was the manager of the local shooting range. And by the time it was all done, the teacher had to apologize to this young student, and the principal wanted to talk guns with her and with her father. So there you go. Amazing stuff. Way to go, Tim. You're raising them right. Line 3, Lewis is with us out of Pasadena, Texas. Lewis, what kind of rifle did you get?
Yeah, I originally bought a 264 Magnum at a estate sale, and I've never had a 264 Magnum. I used a 270, and a 243, and a 7 mag.
Hey, Lewis, where are you?
Pasadena, Texas, outside.
No. I mean, you're in the middle of something that's noisy. What's going on there?
Well, it's a line by the road.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let me tell you about the 264 Win Magnum. The 264 Win Magnum is a great cartridge. It came along at roughly the same time as the 7mm Remington Magnum. The 264 Winchester Magnum is a 6.5 caliber. Back then, and we're talking 40 years ago or so, 6.5s were not popular in the U.S. 30 calibers were popular. 7mm were starting to be popular, but 6.5s just didn't do it for people. And the 264 never caught on. They said that it burned up barrels. Well, yeah, it had burned more powder than other cartridges, perhaps, but it just, basically got beaten by the 7 mag. Now, of course, the 6.5s are really popular. The 6.5 Creedmoor, the 260 Remington, on and on. If you can find a good 264 Win Mag, and a lot of times you can buy them for almost nothing, you are getting a heck of a good rifle. If it's been taken care of, clean the barrel out, give it a good cleaning, you're going to have a real shooter there. I think you're going to be in for a lot of fun. You're going to really enjoy that. So way to go. Congratulations. I think you scored big on that one. I can tell you that. All right, 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here, 866-TALK-GUN, or if you prefer, just dial 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. What's on your mind? What's in your gun safe? Let's talk guns.
Now is the time to save big money on a Liberty Safe. Save over $500 on select models. You'll get the best gun safe on the market, a Liberty Safe. Get upgrades like free gloss finish, free accessories, enter to win a handgun vault. Liberty Safe offers the industry's best lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service. To see the Spring Fever specials, go to libertysafe.com. That's libertysafe.com.
When it's all on the line, you can count on Trijicon Optics. Earning its reputation in combat and on hunts in all corners of the world, Trijicon comes through. The new AccuPower rifle scopes feature battery-powered illuminated reticles, variable power, adjustable brightness, plus they're waterproof. The years of waiting, the dollars spent, your hunt of a lifetime comes down to a single moment. Get Trijicon quality. Trijicon.com. Trijicon.com.
Every crossbreed holster is handmade, based on the design invented by our founder. A Kydex pocket molded around your gun for perfect retention. Leather backing for comfort. Specially designed clips allow you to tuck in your shirt for complete concealment. The highest quality mag carriers and belts sturdy enough to hold any gun. Our holsters come with a lifetime warranty and 2-week try-it-free guarantee. Crossbreed. Conceal and carry the cross. CrossbreedHolsters.com.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. Get you in your line one. Robert's called us from Grafton, North Dakota. Robert, you want to talk about how bullets leave the barrel and flat shooting? Let's go.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm a huge fan of your show, Mr. Gresham, and I appreciate you taking my call. Make sure if I can explain this right. This conception or this terminology of whether this caliber shoots flatter than this other caliber, I think the average person might kind of take that a bullet rises in its path before it drops. And really, in reality, and I hope you can explain this scientifically a little better, what it is it's where the sight picture, the line of sight between your scope or your dot, where that intersects with the path of the bullet. So whether you're sighting it in at 100 yards or 200 yards or 50 yards versus 150, that it's where the line of sight intersects with the bullet's path. Bullets don't really rise. They don't gain energy or speed. When they leave the muzzle, they're traveling as fast. So am I thinking right there? Can you explain that?
Let me see if I can take a pass at it, if I can explain it, because you're exactly on the right track here. Here's the deal. If a barrel is lined up, the barrel is absolutely horizontal, it's level horizontal, when you fire the gun, the bullet never rises above the barrel. It will start dropping immediately as soon as it exits the barrel. And so the pathway would be straight, and then it would just arc downward, hit the ground. What we do, though, imagine it's a rifle with a scope on it. Well, we don't want the bullet to start going down immediately. So what we do is we have the line of sight, the scope, if you will, is a straight line toward the target, but the barrel is inclined slightly relative to the scope so that the bullet path actually begins upward, but only because the barrel is pointed upward, and it actually comes up and passes through the line of sight going up, roughly at about 25 yards, goes above the line of sight slightly, an inch or two or three, depending on where it's sighted in, and then as it starts to come back down, describing an arc, think of throwing a baseball, it describes this arc out there, it passes back through the line of sight somewhere, and that would be where we had sighted it in. That could be 200, 300, 400, 500 yards, wherever we sighted it in, and the bullet passes back through the line of sight so that now the scope and the bullet impact are at the same place at that specific distance. The only thing that makes something shoot, quote-unquote, flatter, generally, is the bullet is going faster and it retains its velocity by virtue of being a more pointed bullet as opposed to a flat nose or a round nose bullet, so that it goes farther down range before it passes back through the line of sight. Robert, how'd I do there?
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay, so I can visually picture this. If I have a laser beam pointing out of the barrel and a laser, hypothetically, the line of sight is a laser.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
You're going to get the arc of the bullet's going to rise above that line of sight line, and then there's a less of an arc between the top of that line and the actual bullet arc where it crisscrosses back down again. So it actually crosses your line of sight twice, so that above the arc, above that line is narrower or smaller. Perfectly explained. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Absolutely appreciate it. The whole deal is, and the reason we understand that,
it's kind of scientifical.
There you go. Okay, that'll work for you. Line 2, Patty's with us out of Anderson, South Carolina. Hey, Patty.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. What's up?
Well, you wanted to know what the profile of an American person carrying a gun. I don't think I'm a normal person. I'm a 68-year-old grandmother, and I carry a 38 Special, and I'm a white woman. I don't think I'm unusual. I grew up in West Virginia deer hunting with rifles, shot many deer, many, animals. So I've been around guns my whole life. My daddy brought me up with them, and so I think I'm a profile of a person looks like that carries guns.
How and why did you come to the decision that you're going to carry a gun for protection?
Well, I had an incident one time here in Anderson. My daughter's a doctor, and I'm a full-time nanny, and I was driving home one night. It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and the area I drive through is a little shady, but I don't really think about it, and I was driving through, and the police stopped me, and I didn't do anything wrong. I knew that, but I had my gun, and I knew I had to report it, so I reported the gun. No, I didn't have the gun. That's right. He stopped me and wanted to know what I was doing, and I said I was a nanny, and I was going home late. Well, to make the short, he stopped me for no reason at all, just to check me. Well, then he backed his car out into the street backwards. And I'm thinking, he may not have been a cop. So I travel about, I'd say a half hour into the rural area. And I thought, I'm going to have a pistol with me the next time. And I am not stopping until I get to a place that's quite, crowded, like a gas station or something. So I decided that I was going to carry a gun. My son and my husband, we all agreed at the same time. Let's do it. So it's been about 3 years now, and I've had no problem at all. None.
So you went and got your carry permit?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Took the class, did the permit thing?
Oh, yes. It was quite interesting.
It's actually fun, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's like you say, it's a relief knowing that you can protect yourself and your family. I carry it in my glove box most of the time, locked. My grandkids know, but I'm very safe about it. I know that I have to shoot it twice or more to get the bullet up in there because I don't want it to go off, So I have a 38 Special. I keep it with me. I very seldom carry it because there's so many places you can't go into, schools and things like that. But I have it with me where I know it is. And my kids are thrilled. My grandkids are like 10, 12, and 5 months now that I keep all, every day. So I want to protect them. I warned them. I said, any trouble, don't be scared. And they know because they've been around me enough that I've shot. We go shooting. Their daddy is in the Army Reserves, National Guard, and he shoots too. When we go to the cabin, we all have safe gun, handling and everything. So I think Hillary needs to see me. I'm 68. I'm a white. I'm a very active young grandmother, and I carry it. So, she needs to readjust.
I agree with you, Patty. Look, thank you so much for sharing that. The changing face of the American gun owner. And you heard me talk about this, 2 weeks ago when I was at the Centennial Gun Club in Denver. And then before I was at Scottsdale Gun Club in Scottsdale, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix. And these are roughly called country clubs. And there's a new one just opened in Fort Worth, and there's a new one, and then there's a new one, and then there's a new one, and there's Nexus down in the Miami area, and they're all over the country now. And I had my aha moment 2 weeks ago. Actually, two of them. It was like back to back. It's kind of like I'm slow. I got to get whacked in the head twice before I pay attention. And I'm sitting there and watching these families go through the Centennial Gun Club for like 8 hours. I'm there. And 75-80% of the people coming through are couples and families, young couples, young families. Interesting. And then after we do the show, I leave there and I go to a nearby mall and I walk into an Apple store there. And it's full of people. And of course, it's a happening thing. You got your Apple geniuses. You got your people. It's like Hipsterville. And I buy a couple of connectors I need. And I'm talking to this young lady, and I mean young lady, 22, 23. And gets my email address, Gun Talk. What's that? And I said, well, we did this. I was just over at the Centennial Gun Club. She says, oh, yeah, that's a real great place. I said, oh, you know it? She says, oh, yeah. My sister went there for her anniversary party. They went to a shooting range for their anniversary. And she says, yeah, it's become a very popular dating destination. Just put that in your mind. Put that mental picture in there. Young people, young couples, young families, mothers, women, going there for date night, going there for anniversaries, spending money, taking kids there. It could be Target. It could be Williams-Sonoma. This is not what Hillary's thinking of, and her advisors are really doing her a disservice. I mean, I'm not upset by it, I understand. Because when she starts beating on the NRA, she doesn't understand. She's talking about that 22-year-old woman. She's talking about that 28-year-old mother. She's talking about the new gun owner 2.0, the new face of gun ownership, responsible gun ownership. And when she wants to demonize them, they will not react well. The new gun owner, it's something completely different.
Want your opinion to make a difference? Log on to our website and take the Gun Talk poll, www.guntalk.com. Now, once again, opinion page regular contributor for the Washington Times, here's Tom.
All righty, back with you. 866 Talk Gun gets you in here. We have a lot of calls, and we may be having a guest in here. We'll see, but until then, we're going to take some calls. Line 4, Bill's with us. Liberty Mo. Bill, you actually have friends who are on the left side? Well, me too. Talk to me.
Yes, Tom. I bet we would be shocked to know how many guys and gals on the left that actually own guns and shoot. But they think, or the ones that I know, think that Hillary is not going to try to take our guns. And how do you get through to somebody like that?
Well, you can try, but honestly, I would not spend a lot of effort on it if somebody just doesn't. If they really like Hillary, there's not a lot you can do. They're going to be okay, or they're just going to deny it. I mean, I think what you can do is say, look, let's recap here. Hillary says, basically, all you need is two things. One, these are in her position papers. Hillary Clinton would like to reinstitute the Clinton gun ban. That would be the ban on guns that look bad. They called it the assault weapons ban, but of course it was just semi-automatic rifles, but not all of them, just the ones that looked scary. And so she'll say, I want to reinstitute the assault weapons ban, which is simply semi-automatic firearms. And so she wants to ban, and this is a gun ban. That's all it is. It's a ban on guns. She wants a gun ban. And then number two it is her position, and she says this every time she stands up and makes a speech, the Supreme Court got it wrong when they decided the Heller case. And the Heller case said that we have an individual right to keep and bear arms. And she says we must correct that. We've got to get that fixed. So Hillary Clinton, her two-pronged approach to firearms ownership. One is to ban guns that she doesn't like, the guns that we like and use and own responsibly. And number two is to change the Supreme Court so she can get a ruling that you do not have a right to own a gun. That's not my words. That's her words. If that doesn't work on your friends, it's time to move on because your time is better spent talking to somebody who will listen to facts as opposed to the dogma. But that's all you can do, Bill. Look, I appreciate that. All right, we got our guest here. Jim Rambin is with the Ark-La-Tex Gun Owners Association. Ark-La-Tex is in the Shreveport area, the northwest part of Louisiana. Jim, how are you?
I'm just fine, thank you. Thanks for having me. How are you doing?
I am great. Now, tell me, I wanted to have this discussion because there are gun shows all over the country, and I was hoping that you could give us a little background on the Ark-La-Tex Gun Collectors Association and what you guys do and the gun shows.
Right, I'd be glad to. The club was founded in the 1960s, and they put on 2 gun shows a year. They're a nonprofit group, and coming up this next weekend will be our 109th gun show to put on. And
wow.
take what little profit we make on it, we give it back to the community, to the fire, to the police, or redoing the Statue of Liberty, or whatever we choose. And we put on a lot of shows. And this year I'm the director. And
you must have missed the meeting, and they made you the director.
No, I actually volunteered.
I know. I'm just.
I had to think about it a little bit, but it's been an interesting journey. You get to meet a lot of people. You get to talk on the radio. And right now, our major room is going to be held in Bossier at the Bossier Civic Center. Our major gun show room is packed. We can't get any more tables in there. It's full.
Wow.
We have really good response to a great number of vendors, and great vendors as well coming to see us. But and you know this as well as I do, and so does everybody else listening, that gun shows have taken some sort of negative hits in the news recently. So as show director and our club, we decided to add some positive hits going back out. And so we've created a companion event to it called the Firearms and Family Expo. Now, the gun show room is basically retail sales. The Firearms and Family Expo is centered around family, and it's something in there for every member of the family to enjoy that's gun-related. For instance, we have representatives from the cowboy action shooters, and we would have Civil War reenactors wanted to come real badly, but this weekend is the gun show weekend is a reenactment for them. I don't think we're going to get anybody, but nonetheless, we'll have them in the future. We've got Louisiana Shooting Association to be there. We've got a place for people to sign up to join NRA, Gun Owners of America, Second Amendment Foundation, Louisiana Shooting Association, and our club, the Ark-La-Tex Gun Collectors Club. We've got the National Wild Turkey Federation there. They do tremendous work with the environment, and I didn't know this, is helping wounded vets go on a hunt.
Yeah, NWTF does a lot of good things there. They do.
They sure do. Training, we'll probably have a self-defense demonstration, and some folks that may put together a class for just a grandfather like myself that might want to learn something extra to keep me out of trouble on the street. Generally, I'm off the street before dark, but nonetheless.
Let me ask you, Jim, I got a question for you. You're doing all of this good stuff, and I always talk about, my favorite definition of public relations, which is doing good and getting credit for it. So you're doing good. Are you able to get this message out locally, or is the media covering it? Is it, are you getting this word out?
Yes, we have a big advertising budget, and I guess from that is to help get as many vendors that we have right now. But yes, it is. Apparently, it's a lot of excitement about that. And the first year of doing this Farm and Family Expo, I think there'll be a curiosity factor of folks at the gun show. Let's go see what this is all about. And there will be something in there interesting for everybody. And it seemed like there's some excitement about it. You know, we want some positive stuff.
I want to point out, I know that in a lot of areas there are like a gun show every 2 weeks or every month, and they're commercial gun shows. Yours is not that. This is the Ark-La-Tex Gun Collectors Association. And you only do 2 of these a year. This is not like a regular commercial deal. This is actually a gun collectors association, right?
Yeah, we're a charity show, and the members in our club, they're the workers and they're volunteers, and we have a big staff, and we try to show as much Southern hospitality that we can, and we got vendors that's been coming to our show for 30 years straight.
Wow.
And customers, too. We have a lot of customers come down from Arkansas. This is a show we like to come to, so that's what we're doing.
Well, I wish you tons of luck with it. Tell everybody again where it is and when.
It's going to be April 9th and 10th in Bossier City, Louisiana at the Civic Center.
Very good. Look, I wish you luck with it, and congratulations on getting the word out, doing the positive thing. Yeah, you can buy guns and stuff there, but also you're going to have training available. You're going to have family activities, bring the kids, bring the family, do the whole thing. That, my friends, is the pushback. Basically, you show them who we really are. Don't let them describe to the media, through the media, and to the public who we are. We have to own our own message. 866-TALK-GUN, open lines. I'm Tom Gresham.
In the field or on the range, you need a trigger you can trust. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. A Timney trigger could mean the difference between a great shot and a miss. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. To order, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. shopguntalk.com.
The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
The Black Hills. There's nothing like it on Earth. The kind of place where characters become legends. Wild Bill Hickok, Crazy Horse, Calamity Jane. Pick any part of the world and you'll find people go there to make it their own. But this is where people come to get made. This is the place that made the people who make the best ammo on Earth. Black Hills Ammunition.
You need a good holster. You want something that's comfortable, easy to wear, and both high quality and inexpensive. Check out the Q-Line from CompTac. The Q-Line offers superior quality and comfort, plus a modular design that will fit multiple firearms, saving you time and money. With options for concealed carry or range use, the Q-Line is the quality holster you need. The Q-Line at comp-tac.com.
Just during the break, I popped up the Gun Dealio app on my phone. I was looking at some of the deals there. Up to $60 cash back on Barnes Vortex ammo. Get you free laser training DVD from Crimson Trace. Got some deals from Crossbreed. If I flip, go down a lot lower in the list. all the way down. We're talking about from all the way down to Zeiss, A to Z. We got deals here, $30 off Winchester ammo. It goes on and on. If you don't have Gun Dealio on your phone, what are you thinking? It's free. How do you not do this? Just at the App Store or Google Play, Gun Dealio. Or you just go to gundealio.com and you can download it there for your smartphone. Basically save money. Well, okay. We'll tell everybody we're saving money. We know we're not going to spend less money, right? We're just going to buy more stuff for the same amount of money. Well, at least that's what I do. Did I say that out loud? Oh, no. Line 3, Mike, Casper, Wyoming, one of my favorite places of all time. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Tom. Thank you for having me on. It's a gorgeous day here in Casper. The snow is melting off pretty quick. And I just wanted to brag a little bit about a newfound gun combination. I had gotten an AR-15 and really enjoyed it. And a friend of mine went ahead and got me a lower receiver to build another AR-15. But I figured, hey, what the heck? I've already got a 223. Let me find something else. And I discovered the 6.5 Grendel. And I'm out here plinking at my 800-yard range, just like it was right next to me. So I'm loving this thing.
Now, what bullet are you using in your 6.5 Grendel?
Well, it's the Hornady is the only one that I've been able to find, factory-wise. And,
okay, so you're shooting factory ammo.
Those are the ones I've got. Yeah, just factory ammo.
All right, so why the 6.5 Grendel? What was it about it that made that attractive to you? What do you plan to do with it?
Well, the whole idea was I built the lower, and I already had the 5.56 223. 300 blackout was something that I was looking at. That was interesting, but it had about the same coverage, as the regular AR that I've got. I was kind of interested when I was doing some research about a little 410 upper that Saphir Arms was advertising until they stopped importing it in 2014. I was kind of disappointed, but knowing that it's an upper, if I ever find one of those, I can put that in there.
True, that's what you could do with 6. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I discovered the 6.5 Grendel as being a long-range shooter, and so I'm really happy that I found that because it does reach out there really well.
Well, that is terrific. I love that range report. I don't know that we've ever had anybody call in and talk to us about the 6.5 Grendel, which is very cool. Shoot it in your AR, shooting out at 800 yards. And the other thing is, for people to know, this thing does not recoil much at all, does it?
Oh, it's just like having your AR-15. I mean, it's right there on the same platform, and same, all same.
Exactly. Same deal, exactly. All right, well, look, great range report. I very much appreciate that, Mike. And I know out there where the wind never blows in Wyoming, yeah, right. Having those good bullets makes a huge difference. Appreciate that. Let's go to line 1. Roger's with us out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hey, Roger, what's going on there?
Hey, hi, Tom. Boy, I sure enjoy your show. I want to tell you that before I say anything, your sponsor, Sports World, has a great armor. And he's going to put some Trijicon sets on my P220 probably Wednesday. I'm waiting to get the sights now. So I'm with you on the Trijicon.
Okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Roger. I've run you up against a break here. I'm going to ask you to hold for a minute. Let me run and take this break because we'll get him back here because he wants to talk about the local superintendent and teachers doing concealed carry training. Teachers getting concealed carry training. I don't have a problem with that. Do you? 866-TALK-GUN gets you in there. I'm Tom Gresham. It's Gun Talk. Oh, yeah, check it out, guntalk.com. And yeah, if you don't have your Gun Dealio smartphone app, shame on you. You're spending too much money. You're missing out on the deals. It's called Gun Dealio. You need it. Be right back. right, and we're back with you. We're talking with Roger out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Roger, you're starting to talk about the training the superintendent and teachers in concealed carry. Can teachers carry there?
They can't carry on in the schools. Our law doesn't allow any handguns in the schools. We, in our district, have our own campus police, and I've also trained them, most of them and their wives as well, for concealed carry. This is a gun-friendly place. I moved here 19 years ago on my birthday, 26 February, to Oklahoma from California, and man, I have died and gone to heaven. This is a good place to live, let me tell you, and it's a gun-friendly state. We have a really good Self-Defense Act law. Our representatives in our Senate, our state Senate, passed a good law. We've added open carry a couple of years back, and it came and went without hitch.
Yeah, it's kind of a nothing
not too many
deal.
People open carry here.
All right, let me ask you a question. You're training all these different people, police, teachers, different people. What kind of difference are you seeing in the attitudes in these people, or is there a different approach they have when they come in?
Well, we did a large group from our local Baptist church a couple of weeks ago. We've trained about 100 people in the last 5 weeks. And my wife is an NRA pistol instructor and a range safety officer. My son is both, and my daughter is an NRA pistol instructor. So they help me with my classes, and so do the police in our town. But the attitude is between, you go into a school environment, and you're going to have Democrats, you're going to have Republicans. Now, I can tell you this. If we sent one of our Democrats to California, she would be the most conservative Republican they ever met. Or they would think that.
I understand.
So all my friends from California say that's why you live there. I guess that's probably one of the reasons. But sometimes you'll get a student that'll. I had one the other day that had a lot of questions about the kids and didn't want her kids to know anything about firearms. And I'm a commissioner for the Eagle District here in Tulsa, the Boy Scouts in America. I'm also active in the Republican Party. I'm on the Tulsa Council for executive council, and you'll get. I don't think it's a political question. You'll get questions from these people that are, whether they know anything about firearms or whether they don't. If they've never been exposed to them, there'll be a whole host of different questions.
The issue here, and look, I hate to do it, but we're up against our time here. I think what you find is that there's an opportunity, no matter who it is. They're going to come in with their own preconceived set of notions, their own biases. We call it a frame of reference. And you can work off of that as a trainer, and whether or not you're a trainer, if you're just talking to people I think maybe where you need to start is find out where they are before you start filling them full of information. Because once you find out what they're bringing to it, whether it's information or a big hole where there's nothing there or misinformation, then you can start from that place. So probably, and many times, whether it's teaching somebody to shoot or talk to them about gun rights or safety or accidents or the issues, find out where they are. Ask them some questions, and not yes or no questions. Well, tell me what you know about gun safety. Tell me what you know about gun accidents. How do you feel about such and such? And then once you get that information, you say, okay, I understand, and there are some places here where I think maybe you have been misinformed or you didn't quite understand, and you can start there. It's so many times just about how you approach it. If you're not trying to put somebody down or make them admit they're wrong, and sometimes I think some of the guys on our side, they just want the other side to admit they're wrong. Not going to happen, and we'll lose if we keep trying to do it that way.